Hi everybody, it's me. I almost genuinely said the cat.
You know, why don't we do our intro anymore, like, ever?
I don't know.
We should.
We should, because people might get the wrong idea.
Yeah. So, we should from now on. At
Hi
least
everyone,
most
I'm
of the
the cat.
time.
I'm the cat,
And I'm the pet.
and this is Peril Mario, Thousand Yard Door,
Yes.
Episode 2.
It's a fantastic game.
Wait, what do you mean you're not going to heaven? What is this shit?
Oh, that's where you are. Okay.
Yeah, you're still ahead of me, don't worry about it.
Okay, I forgot where we both stood. If that makes any sense.
Well, I mean, if I could stand anywhere, it would be next to you, but clearly that's not the case.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, too. That was a good one, though. Let's be real.
It was. It was
Not
pretty
smooth.
decent.
Not smooth, because it wasn't flirty, but still, like, a good one.
It was a good one.
So, as I mentioned to you earlier, I got a mushroom. Well, I didn't mention that to you, but, I was asked to speak about something, right?
Uh-huh.
Well, I mean, you're here with me,
Yeah.
so not sure I'm gonna do it.
Oh, you should do it.
But Mario's room number 5, right?
Yeah.
All right, just making sure. It would. Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay. Well, feel free to interject because I'm really not good at this sort of thing, but I did get asked to do it, so I'm gonna feel bad if I don't. And I also got asked not to name any names, so I'll say my friend Jack, because I don't know anyone named Jack. I don't know what to do. Maybe this email was actually... okay, so, Danielle. I'm just gonna make this up as I go along. Alright. Question. And I need an honest answer from you.
Alright.
Are you happy that we're dating?
Yeah.
Alright. Another question. Still need an honest answer. Are you happy with our relationship?
Yeah.
All
I
right,
mean,
cool.
I would be happier if we, like, lived closer, but I'm still
Right.
happy with the relationship.
Right.
It's not a big enough problem that it makes me unhappy.
Yeah, right. So, basically, my friend Jack, he and, let's say Jack and Jill, waitress lady, blah, 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 okay, they're considering doing long distance until they can be in person, right? And they just wanted, I guess, me to do advice on that. Yes, I can help you, lady. Okay, why are you singing, you dumb whore? Hold on. Alright, I need to find earrings, wherever those are. So I guess I just gotta give advice on that, and opinions, and shit. So, unless you object to it, I'm gonna have to turn in Dr. Phil for a bit.
That's fine.
Okay. Let me think. Well, for starters, you gotta talk. Especially, wait, no, I didn't. I just accepted another quest thingy when I'm still looking for earrings. Dean, where do I find the earrings?
I'm pretty sure you get them back after you do a required story thing anyway.
Oh.
The earrings
What-
and the ring.
Then what do I do next?
I'm pretty sure you're at the point where you have to find Zip Toad.
Okay.
Did you find the vital paper already?
Oh, I'm just about to. Do I just return that to Penguin Dude?
Yes.
Okay. So, you gotta talk a lot, which for me is an easy thing to do. But if you're gonna be dating over a distance, If you're gamers, you can do that. But aside from video games and talking, you know, there isn't all that much you can do unless you're visiting each other. So that's definitely important. Plus I just like talking in general. But I like talking to Danielle the most. She's my favorite. Here's your vital paper. See, I'm really bad at this.
If you want, I could just do it.
Well, can we both do it?
Yeah.
Because I did promise to do it, so I'm not gonna be like, I made a promise, do it for me. Alright, well then we'll both do it. We'll be Dr. Phil and Oprah crossover. You being Oprah. As you said in that one episode where I was Josh Peck. Just talking, that's important. Definitely, this applies to both in-person relationships and long-distance relationships. Never take anything, well, I mean, sometimes you have to, but never take anything too personally. Like, say I'm feeling really fluffy, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you're busy. I obviously can't take that as, oh, I can't take it that bad because it's like you can't help being busy. You know what I mean?
You can't take it as, oh, that means that she just doesn't want to talk to me.
Right. Because, I mean, you're busy. Granted, that doesn't happen much in our case because, you know, I most of the time know you're busy. And even when you are doing stuff, you tend to be good at still maintaining some conversation. But never take anything really personally. Like, I can get the feeling of, I feel really fluffy and I want to be nothing but fluff forever and get every attention ever, and like, just because that doesn't happen, it's not a personal thing. That's just, hey, that's whatever. I have no idea how to find Zip Toad.
I think first you have to go to his room.
I don't know which room is his.
It should be room number 1, or at least, I think that's where you find the vital paper, actually, so never mind.
Alright.
Try going to Mario's room.
Oh, hello, vital paper. Thank you, Daniel. Could this be another clue? Do I... Okay, I don't pick it up. Do I pick it up?
No, you don't pick it up.
Okay. One thing for long-distance relationships, and this is actually something that you and I do sometimes, Danielle, that Katie and I didn't do. And when Katie would deliberately shoot down the idea, and that kind of sucked. And that is when you're... I found the vital paper. What do you mean you're not gonna... You just tell me to do the same thing. You're gay.
You have to go back to Mario's room and use Vivian.
Oh. Don't be afraid to, I guess, like, talk about the future? Because basically the way I see it is, in a relationship that's in person, you eventually, after a certain amount of time, move in together, right? But in a long distance one, like, that is arguably... nothing's happening. Oh, there he is, this sneaky sneakster. Arguably even more important, because it's like you don't get to see each other every day, so talking about seeing each other is important, you know? And it doesn't have to be like this day, this time, we're gonna live together or whatever, but it's definitely, especially if it's a rather serious relationship, it's definitely a good idea to keep, quote-unquote, closing the distance an eventual thing. Like, hey, if we date a really long time, you know, eventually we won't be long distance. I'm really bad at wording things and I apologize. Can't think of much else. Plus, you know, this chapter has a lot of reading to do, so I'm like reading and talking and figuring out what to do.
Right, well I'm at a part where I don't have to read pretty much anything, so if you want, I could just do it instead.
Alright, go for it.
Alright, so basically the main thing that I found I have a problem with long distance relationships is there isn't a whole lot of stuff that you can do together. So the best way I've found to combat that is obviously video games and Skype.
Yeah.
So for anyone who doesn't have video games, I mean, that sucks, but hey, you can still at least use Skype. And you
Right.
can do, like, video calls, and it kind of feels like you're hanging out together in the same room if you do a video call for a while.
And not to interrupt you, you know what else you can do that Danielle and I do that is really nice?
Dirty calls.
Well, yes, that too, but it's not what I was gonna say.
I mean, that's how you get past the we can't have sex thing.
Well, that's true. Basically, like, as weird as this might sound, a dirty call for me and Danielle is the closest thing to me getting laid.
For right now, anyway.
For right now, until I'm with you again. But no, what I was gonna say that we actually do, that I really like doing with you, is watching movies over Skype.
I was gonna say that too.
Because that's also a good thing to do.
You can turn on, like, screen sharing and stuff and play a movie and have it, like, play out loud into your mic or whatever. And you can watch a movie together that way, sort of.
Yep.
And of course, that can work with several things, like animes or whatever.
Yeah, it doesn't have to specifically be a movie.
So those are about the best ways I can think of to deal with the long distance thing. As for relationships in general, and anybody will tell you this, but I cannot stress it enough, communication is key.
Yeah. I don't remember where to get the key, speaking of which.
What key?
The key to the door, like, to get into the place where the train stops.
Oh, you have to talk to somebody to get it.
Okay, I'll talk to everyone. And yeah, but Danielle is completely right. Communication is very important. And
That's another reason why you cannot take things too personally or too serious.
right.
And when there is a problem, you need to talk about it because it will
Right.
not fix itself.
Exactly. Now, one thing I want to say. When Danielle says, and well, when I say, talk about a problem or else it won't get fixed, that doesn't mean every single little gripe you have. It's more so like if it's a significant big thing. If it's a very tiny thing that if you don't talk about it, it's not going to affect anything, and you don't... If you're like me, and at times you can be really bad with communicating, then don't force yourself to talk about something that's so small you're just going to seem kind of like a brat for bringing it up in the first place, you know? If it's like just a small little thing that made you frown for 30 seconds and then you got over it, there's no reason to be like, hey, this, and this. Whoa, that cloud came at me fast.
Mostly, yeah, what I was talking about is like recurring things.
Right, yeah.
Or like flaws that your partner may have that bother you enough and that they need to work on. As hard as it can be to point it out to them because you're afraid of hurting their feelings, you have to do it. It's not going to get better if you don't.
Right. Basically, there's no good way I can do this. If you love someone, as I love you, Daniel, and you're in a relationship with them, chances are you are going to hurt them at some point or another. Even if it's just like, hey, you should change this, and that hurts their feelings a bit. In the end, though, it's kind of for the better.
It has
You know
to
what
get
I
a
mean?
little bit worse before it can get a little bit better.
Right.
And obviously nobody's perfect and everybody has flaws that they need to work on, so you should take it as a blessing that somebody points out those flaws to you gently.
You should take it as a blessing that someone points them out to you gently, and that they love you and want you to improve, so to speak.
Like, I can think of plenty of things that Zach used to do all the time, and still does,
Fucking cloud.
that bother me. But ever since I told him about them, he has been working on them.
Can you think of anything I do?
There used to be a couple things. Like, you used to kind of get on my nerves about, like, I had that pet peeve of I can't stand when somebody vaguely brings up a thing and then refuses to tell you about said thing.
Uh-huh.
But you don't do that anymore because you know it bothers me.
Right. And the last thing I want to do is bother my mistress.
That's the only example I can think of.
But there you can see, there's an example. I had another thing in my mind a second ago, but I don't remember what it was. Yeah, I don't remember what it was, but if I think of it, I'll say it.
Okay.
Also, I'm fighting clouds.
Can you think of anything there is that I do that bothers you that I should stop doing?
Not particularly. Like, again, like, as I said, you know, while one of the pieces was advice, one of the pieces of advice was don't take anything personally. Obviously, there's always going to be time where someone takes a small little thing personally and it ends up, like, being a short, quick little thing. But, like, I don't really count short, quick little things, you know?
Right.
I can't think of anything you do. I didn't mean to heal myself. I meant to heal Yoshi. That's cool. I can't think of anything you do in particular that bothers me. Plus, as I mentioned to you earlier, like, I don't really get mad at you. Because, I mean, you're not an annoying person, by any means. I can think of a good example of something that didn't actually bother me, but you thought it did, so you stopped. The orgy thing.
Right.
Like, for anyone who doesn't know, there was a time where I did not know exactly what orgy meant, so I was using it in the wrong way. And Danielle would tease me about it, and I would jokingly get mad about it, but she thought I was being serious, and so she stopped. And that was before we were even a thing. That was long before us being a thing was
That
even
was back
a
in
thought
Emerald
in her mind.
Versus.
Yeah.
I think that was like part 3 or something.
Yep. That was like before Mistress even had the idea. So, you know, it was long ago, but it still counts. I still can't remember the other thing, so.
I can think of another thing.
Alright, go for it.
I have stopped making fun of your accent.
Yeah, but that was another thing that, like, sometimes it would bother me, and most of the time it would be like, whatever.
Well, there was one time when it really got to you, though.
Yeah.
So, after
time.
that, I stopped.
Well, because, like, sometimes I would be unsure if, like, are we genuinely making fun of my accent? You know?
I never really was.
I know. Oh, I thought of other things. Okay. Firstly, and I mentioned this one on a stream, but if you didn't see it, basically, do not, by any means, for example, okay. I love Danielle, if you haven't gotten the hint, more than anything. But, I mean, first of all, I never expected we would be dating. Ever. Oh, Jesus, Cloud, get out of here. And the few times I allowed myself to go over the idea of her and I being a thing, which was rare, you gotta understand, even if it's, like, the perfect person for you, like, there's really nothing big, or nothing at all about Danielle I would really change all that much, you know? She's great. She's my favorite. But just because she is quote-unquote the perfect one for me, doesn't mean I expect the relationship to be perfect. It's like, bad things are gonna happen. And there's really no avoiding that. Oh, Cloud, chill.
There isn't really. You just have to be able to be mature about it and work through it.
Right. Although, to be honest with you, like, not to say I want it to happen, but kind of surprised, like, we haven't gotten into, like, any sort of real fight or anything. Because it's almost been half a year of us being a thing.
See, but here's the thing about that, though. We don't live together.
True. That is also a factor in that.
I never really had any big fights with Zach until we lived together.
Right.
it's true what they say. You don't really know someone until you live with them.
Yeah.
And that's when the problems start to come out mostly.
Right. Another thing, here's the thing.
So even though they say you shouldn't live together until you get married, that's a really outdated view. Definitely live together for a while before you ever decide to marry anyone.
And that reminds me, but that makes me think of something, both in regards to long-distance relationships and in regard to us. And I forgot what it was. Let me think. I'll remember it in a second, I swear. Okay. What had to do with living? Oh, right, wait, no. Oh, right, okay, got it. In a long distance, in an in-person relationship, but in a long distance relationship, you need to take moving in together kinda sorta really seriously, because first of all, obviously you shouldn't do that with someone unless you really, really love them, right? But in a long distance thing, it goes kinda more than that, because say I move in, like, first of all, don't try to force someone to be like, oh, let me move in with you, because like don't do that. Like for example, I would love to move in with Danielle, but I'm not gonna be like, Danielle, let me move in with you like every second of every day, which I mean, even if I can't do that anytime soon, but you get my point. But say I do move in with Danielle, right? And then say we decide that once we live together, can't fucking stand each other. What do I do? Because then I'm stuck in Texas until I move back home. Now I don't think, I don't think that if that happened, Danielle would kick me out or anything, but
I wouldn't. Because the same thing kind of happened to me and Zach, and I didn't kick him out. I even let him still sleep in the same bed as opposed to sleeping on the couch.
right.
Because the thing is, we were mature about it, and we still stayed friends.
Well, yeah, I know that, but I mean, like, say I moved in with you, right? Which would be nice, in my opinion. But if I moved in with you, and then we broke up, like, even if I stayed in Texas, I don't know if I would stay living with you.
Right. Probably not. Depending.
Exactly. Just probably not.
It depends kind of on the situation also a little bit, because, I mean, like you said, what are you going to do otherwise?
I mean, like, I would live with you for a little while, but once I found a way to, like, leave, I would probably leave. Not to say I don't want to be around you, but if it's like, oh, Danielle broke up with me, living in the same house might be a little weird.
Well, what if the situation was like, what me and all my friends still want to all live in the same house eventually? What if it was like that?
Even then, I'd still be a bit hesitant, but I would definitely, like, the idea of staying would still be more in my mind, but at the same time, I would be a bit like, I mean, not to say I don't want to be around you guys. I do, especially you. But yeah.
Alright, well, I mean, either way, that is a major thing that you have to take into consideration.
Yes. Plus, I mean, I don't know about you, and I realize we haven't lived together or anything, but I also don't really see us breaking up. I mean, I acknowledge it's still a possibility. I'm gonna upgrade my HP. But yeah, like, if things were to stay how they are right now, then I don't see us splitting. Well, stay how they are now in person, is what I mean. But, yeah. That was my views on that.
And mine.
And yours, yes.
Hopefully that will help somebody out.
Hopefully. That was about it.
I don't even know if we addressed whatever the problem or question really was.
There wasn't a problem, it was just, like, give advice on, just that sort of... How am I supposed to get him? Can I use you?
The thing with long-distance relationships that I just really realized, it doesn't work for people who aren't on the computer all day like I am.
Yeah, like, Danielle and I are both very... We spend a lot of time on the computer, both of us.
So it basically is like we're spending time with each other all the time.
Right. It's like I don't see Danielle every day as much as I wish I could. But in a way, I spend almost every day, all day, every day with her. In a sense. Not literally. But it's like, she's basically always right there. If I ever want to talk to you, I just gotta open up Skype real quick and do that. Now, obviously, you know, there's times where she's online or I'm on, or offline and I'm offline, but even then, I can text you if I really need to come in contact with you. 'Cause I got a girl's number.
Yeah.
Hey, Danielle.
Yeah.
I love you.
I love you too.
Yay. Oh, also, I thought of another one. Don't try to make, this kind of relies, or is in response to what you said earlier, of like, if they have a flaw, or something like that, like, tell them that, and try to get them to change that. This also applies to my don't expect things to be perfect. Don't try to make them change. Like, that's not good. For a number of reasons. One, I'm sure they won't like it. And two, it's like, I fell in love with Danielle, so if she wasn't Danielle anymore, like, who's not to say, like, oh, Danielle, change anything about you and I'm not gonna love you anymore, but, like, you know what I mean? I fell in love with you.
Yeah.
So if something big were to end up changing, like, I don't know how I would react.
Yeah, the only kind of thing that really you should point out to them to change is actual flaws that they need to work on as a person, regardless of the relationship.
Right.
For instance,
unless it's like,
Zach used to have quite a problem, and he still kind of does, but he's working on it, that he was a bit of a narcissist.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just a bad thing, regardless of whether or not anyone's dating him. So I've pointed out that kind of thing to him and told him, you know, this is something maybe you should try to work on. And he is, as far as I can tell.
mm-hmm.
You know, that kind of thing.
Yeah. But, like, as I once mentioned, like, sometimes you might feel as though, like, if only, or not if only, but, like, it'd be nice if this, that, or that were different, but it's like, but they don't need to be. So don't try to make them. It's just, if, in my eyes, if you really, really love someone, then love them how they are. Like, Danielle, I don't think there's anything I want you to change about yourself.
That's fine by me, because there's not a whole lot I want to change about myself.
I'm glad. So yeah, I think I'm done now. I've been going through this little maze thing for the past, like, fucking forever, because I don't even know what I'm doing anymore.
with the rolled up.
Yeah.
Yeah. That took me a while. Basically what you're trying to do is get to that higher ledge on the left of the lower part. If that makes any sense.
Totally. Oh, I get you. I've been skipping this hole because I thought it would be bad to get into the whole time.
Nope.
Silly me.
That's what you're supposed to do.
I was supposed to be going in there. And then I fucked it up. But that's okay, I know what to do now. Thank you, Daniel.
No problem.
I gotta tell you something.
What?
I really, really love you.
I really, really love you too.
Yay. Oh, okay. Thank God. I almost fell down there. But I didn't. You know, you realize you're gonna win, right?
We don't know that for sure.
I'm pretty sure. What's that badge? Oh, I think that's an item. Oh my, these fucking guys. I'm just gonna art attack. I don't even care anymore.
I know, right? Fuck those guys.
It's like the spiky guys that fly and have the blue shells, and it's like, what do I do?
Fuck those guys. You can use Vivian to punch them.
Can you? Because I tried that and it didn't work.
Oh, do you not have her upgraded?
I have her upgraded once. I didn't do it twice. I only did it once.
That might might be it then, because that was all I was able to do against them is Art Attack or Vivian Punch.
Got a dried shroom. I hope everyone enjoyed listening to us giving relationship advice. We kind of got to end the episode.
Yeah, we do. Bye-bye, guys. Bye.